Hello, hello, in the Good Company podcast. Anna Malus Kidsman here with weekly dose of inspiration, motivation, thought provocation. Sometimes I have guests, interesting guests who live consciously, who created good companies or are in a conscious businesses, different businesses. Sometimes I do solo, like this one. It's all about what's coming up lately. Anything I hear, I try that works for me. I always want to share with you anything that's coming up. Lately, we did some kind of channeling episode. So this one may be slightly on that side because I decided I did a little bit research about marriage, kind of on a history of marriage, and that it will be upcoming episode, and kind of like this idea that is coming up, even based on my marriage, how marriage is changing and how I think it's going to be evolving. But it was really interesting to do this research. So that was an upcoming episode. And in this episode, I think I'll just continue this idea of like what's coming up for me. And it's when it's coming up for me, it means that it's definitely coming up for you because I am not a solo here. If something is happening in my life, we are all different. I like to say we have all different, fingertips and lines, but our experiences are often very similar. It's just how we go through them is different based on our programming and our childhood and our surroundings and our upbringing or current community. But anyway. So what's coming up was, I was thinking about it. I was looking at the podcast episodes and I was like, I am actually repeating some stuff. Like, why am I repeating these things? And this is the idea for you. Like whenever you put a question out there, trust me, you always, and especially like not with the pressure, like just like, I'm just curious, I'm just curious. Why am I repeating sometimes subjects? Is it like boring? Like what is going on? So when you put the question with curiosity, without pressure, I guarantee you're going to get an answer. So try it. Just like put the question out there. So I put this question. I was like, why am I repeating sometimes subjects? Why am I repeating stuff and like to talk? That's my dog Timmy. I don't know if you can hear it. I like to talk about on Instagram and about the same things, or even sometimes here I feel like I repeat myself. And I got two answers. So first answer was that I was looking at my kids, like how many times I have to repeat to them. And I'm not saying that me and you, we are like kids, but kids' brain and our brain too is so busy with so many different things that sometimes even if I repeat to my daughters several times things that don't go through. And it doesn't mean they are stupid. It doesn't mean they are, bad kids or whatever. I believe that the kid's mind is so busy, so growing so intensely and curious and just seeing so many things that it doesn't register certain things until we repeat it over and over again. And I think that's the same thing happens with our busy life as adults. So that was one thing, that answer that came through about that. But then the other was, I sometimes, and please tell me if this is happening to you, and I bet it does, is you hear something like several times somewhere. So for example, for me, it was yoga nidra. So I met this friend from Ireland. She has a yoga nidra studio. That's how I kind of like started hearing yoga nidra, yoga nidra. Then I went somewhere, somebody is talking yoga nidra, yoga nidra. Then I opened Instagram and there is something about yoga nidra. And I was like, okay, let me just go and check out this yoga nidra. And I did some classes and it's like now I'm doing them like every couple days because it's just such a freaking amazing nervous system balance and nervous system, a calming down of nervous system, the way to calm down nervous system. If you are looking for something like that to calm down your nervous system, I lately sent it to a friend who is going through anxiety, some level of anxiety. It's just such a beautiful yoga, like restorative. You don't really exercise, you just lie down. It's more like meditative yoga. but it was coming to me from so many sources until finally I tried it and I was like, oh, that's what I needed at this moment in my life. That's why I was hearing it, repeating it so many times. So that's why I think I repeat some of the things I repeat. So don't be mad at me. Maybe it wasn't repeated for you, especially maybe somebody else, but that's what's happening. The other thing is the reminder. I always like to say that I want to remind you because I truly believe that you are, and I said it before, we are also smart and so genius, and we are born with so much wisdom that we are unfortunately repressed, that is being repressed within us, or we are repressing, or trauma is repressing, and really whatever we say, it's really a reminder. Whatever I say to you and myself, it's really a reminder because it is ingrained with us, and we know these things. And I like to sometimes talk about obvious things because I think that we don't talk enough about obvious things. But that's why I also say, like, I remind you because I believe you know already, and I'm just here to remind you. The other funny thing about that I noticed that came through lately was so sometimes I'm like, something is coming through, like some thought, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like kind of important. And I'm like, oh, but who am I to share it? Is it really that important? Is it maybe too obvious? And then I can kid you not, and you probably experienced the same thing. How many times it happened that then I listen to somebody, I read somewhere, and somebody who I freaking admire, a scientist, a renowned psychologist, somebody who has already a gigantic career in spirituality, health, psychology, or growth space, is literally saying the same thing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is what I was thinking. This was what I was saying. And it's kind of like for me, this amazing confirmation that I'm on the right path, that my thinking is really valid. So lately I had this amazing situation that I kind of was like, I got confirmation. So it really strongly came to me to share. I don't know if I share it, I think on Instagram, to ask energies around you, ancestors, your, dead loved ones, spirit guides, angels, God, whatever you believe in, to ask for help. If you are in distress, if you are in some kind of situation that is like not comfortable to you, if you are struggling, if you are struggling in any area of your life or have problem, ask for help. I just felt, I meditated in the morning. I know, super woo. I know your eyes are rolling, but mine too a little bit sometimes. But uh, let me just say this thought and then I'll say the next one. Uh, but it so came, like so strongly came to me, like I felt all these amazing energies that are here to help us. Like it was just so strong, and because I was struggling with something, and what I heard is like that there's just, and I felt just so many beautiful energies around us that are constantly here to help us. Like they are just like, it's almost like what is it like, you're just like waving. You shouldn't be waving for a waiter, for sure, please don't do that. But if you are like just waving for a waiter, if you did this, I shouldn't do this because of my arms. But if you do this, like, if you do this and say like, hey, I need help, to those energies and to those angels, and like it's just, I see it as energies, like a very helpful energies, and mostly ancestral. And they are like, they are right away here to help you. I promise you. It really, that's what's happening. They are just really waiting for us to help, like this. And we often don't ask. We go to friends here on the earth, and that's fine. But friends up here on the earth don't have trust me. I don't know. I don't know why am I laughing so hard, but they really don't have capabilities like our friends above. I'm not sure why it's so funny. I promise you, I have not lost all my marbles. But the whole point of the story was that um One day later, I was listening to this amazing astrologer and medium, renowned and awesome, and I like her, and she's just so like the energy is really good. Her energy is really good. And she literally saying the same thing. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. For the first time, I freaking said something and not was waiting for confirmation for somebody who is like more ahead than me. You know what I mean? And one other thing that popped up is, I don't know, I don't think so I shared, but I did 6 months ago my second ayahuasca journey that was more private. I really want to do it very privately. I have episode and I can link it below when I share my first ever ayahuasca journey, and then I did the second one just to understand, because initial one was very fearful for me, right? Like it wasn't fearful. Like I knew when I was coming to it that, that was time, because I kind of called in, and you can listen to this episode. I called it in. I was like, I'm ready. But I can't travel to Costa Rica. I need to be within Chicago area. I need to be close to my daughters, and it needs to be an amazing space and amazing people. And that's what happened. Literally somebody uh, came to me and like, do you want to participate? And it was just like hour and a half from my home, and an amazing space, not like a dungeon, I don't know, dangerous, whatever, like just amazing experience. But I did it a second time to come to it more consciously, to come to it more, as usual, everything we do, right? Like when you do something once and then second time, right? If you jump from the plane one time and second time, you know what to expect. Even the first time was more, right? The first time was more scary. So that's why I did it, and it was more private. But and I heard some the weirdest stuff ever. But one thing that she I heard was like, it's time for you to speak. It's time for you to speak. And I was like, what do you mean it's time for me to speak? And I just heard it's time for you to speak. And I was like, okay, I'll just going to speak. So I'm speaking. I don't know why I shared it, but it's just like something that I often think, like when I have, even before recording this, I was like, I'm going to share all this weird stuff that are coming up for me. I know that if they're coming up for me, somebody needs it, and somebody else, and you probably have the same thoughts and the same experiences or the same needs. But I still have this like, why am I supposed to share it? So I always think of like when I heard it, like it's time for you to speak. You have to speak. Um, so that's why I remind myself about it before recording every episode. And then I just was laughing so much. And, this is why I like to be alone so much. And I love my company. And it's so funny because my major trauma was abandonment. And now I just cannot have enough of my own company and the best company, you know what I mean? And my own solitude. And of course, with kids, with everything else, like it's hard to get that time, but I just love it. Like I laughed like just a minute ago a lot like that with myself. Anyway, I hope you do too. Good laugh with yourself. It's like really, really amazing. Okay, another thing that come up this week wasn't that nice, but it's really good to hear again because we talked about it before. It's about people that hurt you, right? People that mistreat you, people that betray you, people that cross your boundaries. Whenever people like this cross and enter your orbit and do something like that to you, right? Disrespect you, whatever it is. I really love to tune in this idea, golden rule always, right? How you treat me does not define me, it only defines you. How you treat me says nothing about me, but everything about you. Always golden rule. But second thing is I'm tapping into lately and I love is this understanding that only hurt people hurt people. So really, if the person is acting the way you're acting towards you, it means that they are in some kind of pain. And I feel like this notion, I don't know if you use it or if not, try it, but this notion completely elevates, like, I still go through my emotions. I'm not going to skip it ever again, right? I skip enough of my emotions and feelings throughout my years. But when it comes to like, okay, I felt what I felt, and then it's time for healing, it's just amazing golden rule plus this notion, oh my God, they really have to be unhealed themselves. They really have to be in pain themselves to need to get this energy this way from you, to treat you this way, to feel more powerful or better, or to feel like they are, more important than you, or whatever the freaking reasoning is. I don't know. Like maybe sometimes I'm thinking about these people who do stuff like this for energy, because I know and I can see the people like this who like, like are just like they wanted these are just this energy vampires that are just like do something to get this snippet of energy, because they know they're going to get reaction from you. They know you're going to, I don't know, cry or feel bad or miss them or whatever, right? What they don't know is that energy is very not sustainable, and we talked about it before too. It's like it's a self-destructing energy, like it's going to disappear. Like only energy of love and like a true compassion, empathy, those are prolonged sustainable energies that can really carry through, carry on, and stay. Like the other energies, like if you that's why people who are shitty do it over and over again, because they need to this supply of energy over and over again, right? Like that's why how narcissists work, that they need the supply constantly. So remember that, like those are really hurt people. Doesn't mean that you need to allow for things. Yeah, I am not a fan of, I grew up in church that said, if somebody hits you in one cheek, show them and give them the other. No, I'm not giving anybody any other cheeks. I'm just turning around and bye. Bye, Felicia. This is my motto. So um yeah, but it just helps in the healing process, like it this elevate the pressure from you. Golden rule plus the understanding that they must really be in pain, like that they must really be healed, and how what kind of life it is to like ride the wave of somebody's pain and somebody's feeling not good about themselves, or just yeah, like yeah, no, 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 no. Bye, Felicia. Okay, so that was the next thing that came up. Like last week was insane. Like there's just was so many things coming up. Blah blah blah. Wait, I can't even read what I wrote here to myself. Oh, should we talk about chaos or allowing to flow? Let's talk about chaos and then allowing a flow. We can finish with that. So I said it before, but I want to remind you, because I feel like there's constantly this stuff is going to come up. I really feel strongly that through my lift, I meet a lot of different people. I also notice that I'm like do a lot of like shaking. I need to control that when I'm recording podcast. Not shaking, but what is it called? Like to the side, like not waving. Oh my God, I don't know English word. Bujać się po polsku. You can translate. Oh my God. Okay, so going back. So I meet a lot of different people, and I see the fear, and I see the stress, and I feel it. And I'm really thinking that, but I also listen. I have amazing conversation when I drive the car. Like I can't even tell you. Recently I talked to the lawyer who is disability lawyer from Texas. And he was just telling me what an influx of client he has because of all this firing in the Social Security department and people. And he was mentioning to me, like, it's not done to save the budget, because the budget will be like savings of 12 or whatever millions a year. It's done also to make it hard for people to get this disability benefits. And then sometimes they even give up because they're like, I don't want to go through this process. It takes forever, and I will wait forever. And then I have to do this and go there because there's not enough people. And he said he has such an influx of clients because of all these firings in the social security department and other departments. And I was like, oh my God. So we talk about so many different things, and I hear how many people are waking up. I see it, I feel it. I just like the way they talked about things, what they are talking about, how they struggled, and even the notion of their struggle and our struggle when we share it between each other. And I am just seeing it constantly. And it really, because I was seeing it, like literally, there was a week when I just had such a deep, beautiful conversation with people about what's going on, about how they feel about their life, about what scares them, what they are working on, what they are healing. Just incredible. And I just really thought, I was like, oh my God, that's why all this freaking, whatever you call it, matrix dark energy, this freaking people on top who are in charge and pretend that they are, trying to create a better world for everyone, which is complete BS. That's why all these energies are trying so hard, because there's more and more people waking up, more and more people healing and seeing through things and wanting different things. You know what I mean? If you embed and if you spread chaos and fear, people are not going to that easily, like I did, be like, oh, I am not going to work for the corporate world anymore because it's toxic and I don't want to bring to the world the things that I used to bring. Thank you for all that experience and all amazing people I met and all money I made and all the travel I did. And again, the amazing people I met, because that's the most biggest takeaway of all that journey, corporate journey for me, I think, and the most I'm grateful for. But people are not going to be that easy, and they are talking to me about it, that I am scared. I would love to do this and this, but I am doing this because this and because I have to, because the bills, because look at the situation on the market. And that's why this chaos and this fear is spread out, because we are coming to ourselves. And they are just like pedaling, like triple, 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 whatever, to like keep us in fear and chaos and division. So, bottom line is, let's not prescribe to it. Let's not give into it. Let's not listen to this bullshit. If we listen, let's clean our energies. Let's go for a walk. Let's meet with friends. Let's have fun, because we are going to go through it and survive it, just like we did for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years before. And hundreds and hundreds, I wanted to say. And uh, and uh, and, and even we went through the worst things, right? So that's the whole point. Like, that's why this whole chaotic situations and environment and politics and market and whatever it is, it's just to keep us more in fear and more in chaos and more in division, because that's the all this way of control. I just like literally was talking on Instagram about the me going back to history, and I just finished this amazing historical book, um Hero of Two Worlds, about Marquise de Lafayette. And it was just like a perfect timing to read that. Just understanding of like human life, how it can just go through so many labyrinths and situations. Like, his life was insane and intense, but also like, all this time around French Revolution, like this manipulation of the power and power struggles. And it's like freaking, we develop AI, but we still are repeating the same fucking patterns from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. That for me is the most insane. You know what I mean? We advance so much, but we are grinding through the same stuff: greed and power hunger and whatever else. Greed and power, money and power is money, money is power. Like, it's a constant, and and obsession with beauty and preserving our own lives. Again, we invent invention after invention, smarter and smarter, but still the same freaking pattern. So observe this pattern within you. I'm observing it really closely. So we're probably definitely over 10 minutes. Maybe I should like divide it in two. But the last thing is, for my ladies here, it really comes strong to me. I was just talking to my Polish friend, in Chicago, not in Poland this time, that I'm feeling like so much feminine energy lately. And I was for so many years in this masculine grind, task to do lists, go, climb the ladder, higher, and do, push. It was just so masculine and so strong. And now I really feel this like totally influx on feminine energy. I just want to allow, I just want to flow. I literally go with the flow almost every day. I have my little checklist, but it's like flexible too. I literally feel it in the way I feel, the way I move. Like I slow down a lot. And I also like, I just want to wear dresses and skirts. And it doesn't mean, that I want to go to the kitchen and I want to just be like a stay-at-home mom. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. But I just see, I still have my ambitions and want to do things and want to create things in this podcast, but the way I do it. And I want to invite you to use this feminine energy of like creating things with the flow, allowing to get them through. Even this podcast, right? The subjects, right? I'm not sitting and researching and pushing and looking, oh my God, what I'm going to talk about, and needs to be this and this. It's more of a like a flow. These things came through. I'm sure if they came through for me, they are for you too. You think about these things, or they are popping up for you here and there, or maybe you just need them to hear it. So this allowance and like receiving and allowing and flowing. I don't know. I'm like obsessed with this energy lately, and I'm loving it. And I just want to know, how are you? Are you feeling it? Because my Polish friend told me like, oh my God, me the same. I am like doing my soft girl. I was just telling somebody that I'm like in the soft life era. But I don't know if you are feeling it, because I feel it and I'm loving it and I want to embrace it. And I want to just again flow and allow. And it actually feels really new, but really, really good. So that's it for today. A lot of mingles and dringles. A lot of things came through, a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas. I hope you took something. I saw something resonated with you, something inspires you, something clicked for you. That's why I do it. That's the whole idea for this podcast. Whatever I learn, I want to share. Whatever comes through, I know it does it for you. I want to share it. I want to uh, talk to you about it. And as usual, DM me or leave me comment below, and all below are all the links to all the things I do, including energy healing and breath work. Breath work is so amazing. Oh my God, I forgot to add, like lately I came back to like a really practice daily of my breath. Maybe I should do like an episode on like short breathing technique. Like I have like several that I do a day that are very helpful, that you can do anywhere, like at the office, at home, in the car. Maybe that should be the next episode. Okay, until the next time, love, light, and shadow.